We're up near Calabogie, Ontario. An hour and a half from Ottawa, just a little west. Home of the new Tornado Alley here in Calabogie, Ontario.
We're gonna hit this back lake that Scott and I came a few weeks ago.
As you can see, it's flat, calm, good smallie, few largies in here, some pike. Should be a good day.
So we got to fish with Roberto Briones. I fished with him many times here in Canada, also in Sweden. Just a great guy to fish with. So Roberto introduced us to his friend Scott. Scott turns out is a hardcore kayak fisherman. He's a fireman, which allows him a lot of free time to fish, and he fishes hard. But he also, his thing is like Google Maps, Google Earth, and finding new places to fish. He's always exploring new areas, and that's really, really cool.
I'm gonna try slowing down my presentation, go a little bit more finesse. I'm a drop shot and see what happens.
Huge. No, not first one of the day.
Scott and I were fishing a tournament, an online tournament on kayaks. Basically what we do is just catch a fish, measure it with a hawk trough, it's called a measuring board. They have to have an identifier for that specific tournament, and then you just upload the images to this application, and whoever has the most length in total for 5 fish wins the tournament.
Sweet.
Oh! Fumbling around with a stinking rod in front of me.
When you go to back lakes, like the ones that we've been hitting in this during the weekend, it's nice because you're off the beaten pathway and not many people go and fish those lakes. So that means that fishing is plentiful and the fish are big.
You really don't see a whole lot of people on these lakes. There's so many lakes to choose from. There's the Madawaska River behind us, so there's just lots of great options.
Largemouth. I had another one right on the point, so it looks like there's like one largemouth in each one of these bays. And caught him on the little rage tail.
Switch to the white jig and then change the weight up on it. I wasn't getting bit at all on the darker one. Yeah! Here you go. Got that dart spin again. It's just one of those lures that just seems to work on many different species. I'm stoked. Beautiful fish, great colors on them. Let's get this guy back in the water. Clamping down on my thumb.
Finally a bite. It's been a slow day. Caught him on a drop shot using a striking rage tail and rigged with the Rapid Fishing Solution discs. Not a very bad bass. We'll measure him and let him go.
I saw some grass out here and I was kind of thinking about going out that way, and then I saw a little bit of a swirl, so went out there and made a couple casts and boom. It's nice to have a boat you can stand up in for this kind of fishing. I mean, to get up and see the grass beds, it's so much easier. This Liska is just a great boat for this fishery. Thank you, Mr. Bass. Woo.
The Liska is super stable and long enough to be on any type of body of water. I always call the Liska a mini mayfly. It is super stable, fast, low profile, that you're not get blown by the wind as easily as with other boats. But yeah, I definitely think that the Liska is Jackson Kayak's top kayak for my personal use. Well, it was a slow bite initially.
We were fortunate to have a really nice day, flat, calm water. Although the water temperature is getting down into the 60s, so I knew it was going to be a bit of a tough bite. A lot of wind has come through the area recently with the tornadoes, temperature fluctuations, a lot of storms. First half an hour was great, and then the rest of the day has been a little rough. I've even seen what everyone else has thrown and tried to mimic it, and still not working out for me. So just one of those days. It's a good thing there's 4 of us. It's just like any sport. You go out there, you're always happy to see your buddies catching. It's great to see fish being caught no matter what. At least someone's catching. Unfortunately, it just wasn't me until the afternoon. I was lucky enough to find the green weeds, the bait fish in the clear water, and went to the old reliable, and it produced.
That's a good bass. Here we go. Another species on the dart spin. I just switched the hook over, and it did exactly what I wanted to. I brought it over a tree limb, it came over the limb and then swam straight down, and that fish came straight up on it. Just swam a little bit better that way. Beautiful fish. Woo! Finally landed a good one. Lost a really nice one earlier. Come on. It's a pike. Oh! Oh, our buddy James had to leave early. So the first thing I did was steal his power pole, so I can fish these weed beds a little bit more effectively, because there's a bit of a breeze, and if you can't hold position, you're just blowing across them. So I can fish them more thoroughly by holding position with the power pole.
My power pole was one of the most important things I had for this trip. The wind started howling. It was blowing pretty fast, and without it in shallow water, I would have just kept on, drifting, and my power pole just kept me in place, and I was able to make more casts than if I wouldn't have had it.
Decided to mix it up and threw out a little topwater lure, hit right next to the bank. Boom, man. Been working it hard all morning. Lost a nice sized pike, lost another good sized bass, and finally made one stick. I would say like 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, it clicked and things started happening, and we all started catching fish. And these were quality largemouth and really quality smallmouth bass. Also several pike, which I didn't land one, but I hooked to several. But I was fishing for bass and I got bit off. So it turned into just a phenomenal day of bass fishing. Well, I think that's one last fish for the day. Got another day of fishing up here in Canada, and gonna check out another lake, so stick around.